it dawned on me as long as I'm making this video, part of what I said in the other one is like, well, this could be seen like in the future by someone, trapped in psychoanalysis who can get on the internet. I'm sure they let a patient somewhere use the internet. Like they could see something like this and it'd be effective. That would to helping them. That was like sort of the theme of my last video. Part of this like thing they're doing down here, or whatever kind of like postmodern, like apparently the hard left wing and political things turn out to be like computer programmers. If you're in like a nut house or something, or in a psychoanalysis place, like looking at a video, like chances are you don't know about like bizarre things that only like I'm just finding out about. That there's some kind of political movement, and the people like me who were like psychiatric survivors in the ruling class was supported in a way that indicated that LaRouche people supported us. Like I don't know what's going on down here in real time. But no, to the extent that the last video was meant to help someone like understand why, like if they feel like they're under the abuse, if what's going on with family and psychiatry is abusive, or family and psychoanalyst is abusive, like to know that like that's actually there's an adult they treat them like children all the time anyway, no matter how old they are. But there's an adult dimension that's above your psychoanalyst that says like this is a political movement, and like there's a level above psychiatry. It's not that like what do you mean like you think the psychoanalyst is wrong? How you're not crazy? Like that's like if we're talking like as they treat them like children, so it's hard to make someone understand that like there's someone above psychoanalysis called like the political dimension that says it's a political movement in every respect of the word, which means it's the most extreme form of antagonism. That's what already doing here thinks that means. Right, it's the most extreme form of antagonism against the group it's like studying, okay? There's a political and legal dimension, and we're like looking down at the psychoanalyst is what would be hard to explain to someone under that who perceives the psychoanalyst to be in some sense even I don't know how they perceive them. It's very difficult to tell someone like no, there's a problem. Like, oh well, how do you know you're not crazy? Like there's a village aspect to it. They don't know about the political or economic like dimension of it. And what's interesting is if you try to do that, like you get sent to the school psychiatrist like Lawton or like me, you get. We gotta help this guy. He's always talking like politics and economics. Like I don't know where he's those of who like we do not speak. Like you've seen with the village. It's like that though. They pretend to the people like they're doing this technique to, and they're like they're doing all this to abuse to, and now they lead liberation. Like there's a guy psychologist with a white beard. Like they have a village thing they're playing, and the political like economic people who say like no, this is a form of violence. It's a form of it's a political movement. What they're doing is a form of violence, and like you only understand that if you're like realize it has legal dimensions. It's all over the institutions. The media is filled with it. A big part of political critique is like what we objectivists call psychologizing, like that it's infiltrated so far in, and that it's begun as basically a meaningless atheist. Atheist political movement. Doesn't matter what religion the people claim because they're not in a religion. They're doing something that has no religion. They figured something out. That's that sleeper awake is the point of the National Alliance that to it. I don't know what's going on in the National Alliance, but William Pierce is an interesting guy that